All right. Welcome to Amateur Radio Roundtable, a show about shortwave, ham radio, and electronics. And we're glad you're with us tonight. And this show is actually a video show on our YouTube channel, W5KUB. Or you can go to our website, w5kub.com, and you can watch the show there. And you can also join into with a live chat room and talk directly to us during the show. If you're out there listening on International Shortwave Station WBCQ on 7490, it's a Thursday afternoon for you, somewhere between 5 and 7 p.m. And we would like to hear from you. Let us know where you are, how you're hearing the station. Just send an email to Tom at w5kub.com. Tom at w5kub.com. And as I mentioned, we are on, let's see, I've got a slide here somewhere. We're on WBCQ. There's a picture of their new antenna. Guys, this is one of the largest shortwave antennas in North America. Actually, we're not on that antenna. We're on a different antenna. But that is the antenna at WBCQ there. And you can see the hard line going out there. It looks like about a 6-inch hard line going out to the transmitter there. All right, we're on every podcast carrier out there from iNet Radio, Google Play, iTunes, you name it, we're on it. You can download us or just listen to us anytime you want to on there. We would like to hear from you. Again, if you are listening on the podcast, I saw the other day some statistics. In the last couple of years, we've had 75,000 downloads of our podcast, so I thought that's pretty good. Let us know. I don't hear too much from the people that do listen to podcasts, but again, send us an email, tom at w5kub.com. If you would, join our Facebook group. It's called W5KUB. We've got about 14,000 members in that group. It's a great group to join and ask questions and just be a part of. And if you will, right now, you're watching us on YouTube, if you will, hit that subscribe button. Let me see, let me get the picture going here. Hit that subscribe button. I'm helping you out. It should be down in that direction somewhere. So please hit the subscribe button. And man, we really appreciate that. Man, we've got a lot to talk about. Tonight. Let me just give you a little hint before I go around the room here. We put up a GMRS antenna, on our program here for some friends here in town. We've been building up a GMRS repeater, and we used a drone. And we have no tower here, but we have some 100-foot trees, and we used a drone and put up a GMRS antenna with half-inch hardline into a 100-foot tree. We'll tell you about that later. Hey, I'm going to talk about this tonight. I got a little short video clip of 5 years ago. It's about a 2-minute video clip. 5 years ago, this is our anniversary of being swatted. This is when some criminals overseas called in and swatted our show, and we had the FBI, the SWAT team, every agency around here swatted our show and came in my house during the show. We're going to talk about that and have a little fun with that in a minute. We've got some hamfest announcements. Hey, I don't know if you saw the news or not, but there was a 200-foot commercial broadcast tower. Somebody stole it. What do you think about that? They stole the tower. Okay, going to talk about that. And man, I've got some stuff that came in here. I'm going to unbox some stuff that I've ordered and just show it to you and kind of tell you what we're going to do with it. So hey, let's jump around the room here. Looks like Brett's up first. Brett, how you doing tonight?
Oh, everything's pretty quiet here in Laramie, Wyoming. We had about 6 inches of snow this last week, and so it
Oh
was
boy.
mostly. I spent winter field day and the time after indoors, just working on equipment. So I've been soldering things and building things, and just generally trying to stay warm.
Well, that's all right, man. We got our snow for the year, so we're good now, I think. Well, hey, I'm glad things are working out for you, and you fix to go on a little trip, I think, here soon. We won't disclose that if it's something we're not supposed to disclose, so I won't say when or where. But okay, anything else going on there? I know tonight you're going to show us. You got some little things there you want to talk about and show us. We're looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to show off some of the things that have been making my building easier, and so giving just some short tips on that.
All right, perfect, man. That's what we like to see there. Uh, what about Glenn? Glenn, you there or are you asleep? Come on in here,
Oh,
Glenn. Come on in.
hey,
There you
I
are.
got my coffee. I'm good.
Oh, you got coffee
Um,
there. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
First, I want to talk about the new 200-foot tower that I got put up
Did you
outside.
just get a new 200-foot
I
one?
just got a
What
new
a
200-foot tower
that's a
outside. Yeah.
that's a coincidence, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk
What a
about.
coincidence.
Oh, gee, well,
Yeah.
okay.
You got the mouse arrow right on my forehead.
Well, let me change. Let me move it. Hang on a second. Don't move. Don't move. There,
Don't move.
there. That's better.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
That's better right there.
Yeah.
Wait a
Right.
minute. Put it in that. Wait a minute. Put it in your eye right there,
Yeah.
man. Put it.
Yeah. Right
Yeah,
there. Yeah. I
okay.
got a gnat in my
You
eye.
know, I need some kind of production assistant that kind of
Yeah.
helps with these things. You know, I mean,
Uh,
I didn't know it was in your eye. Sorry about
that's
that.
all right.
Hey
But
man, I can tell you're getting excited because
oh gosh,
Hamcation
yes.
Hamcation's coming up. Tell me about
Yeah,
it, man.
Hamcation is coming up. We had the Jackson Hamfest last weekend down in Jackson, Mississippi, and that was kind of a warm up. I got me some good stuff, but I was telling on the pre-show, I've got 18 pounds of weight left in my suitcase, so I can win an 18-pound door prize, or I can buy 18 pounds worth of stuff. Plus, the backpack has room and it's got unlimited weight, so I'm going down and I'm ready to buy. Also have getting ready. Got my all new forum prepared. Going to be doing that Friday at 2:15 down there, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, It's like I was saying before the show. It's almost like Christmas. I get up and I go to the airport. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm wired. It's time.
All right. Well, say hello. We're not going this year. I want you to say hello to all the cheerleaders on the airplane
Oh
this
God,
time.
I saw Katie is on the attendees list,
Yeah, Katie's going, and
so I'll be able to run into her. And
Katie is supposed to take pictures and see everybody and come back and come on the show and give us a report. So be sure and remind her when you see her
I
down there.
definitely will. Oh, I'm going to be looking her up. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Dwayne's there with her,
yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah, we're going to have some fun.
Well, very good. Let's see. Okay, Andy had 4 inches of snow in December, January. Wow. Woo.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
our winter ain't done here yet either.
yeah. Well, you know,
You
we.
remember the time you and I went together on the same flight? They
Oh,
closed
that's
the
right.
airport right after we got on the plane.
When we left, yeah, when we left Memphis, it snowed here. Yeah, we missed that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they shut the town down right after
yeah.
they got rid of us.
Well, hopefully this time the cheerleaders won't get your baggage, and you won't get their baggage because you're gonna
Oh,
look awful
that
funny
would be
dressed
interesting. Yeah,
dressed in cheerleader costume there.
yeah. I'm not sure the world could handle that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Keep us posted here and come back with a good report there.
I definitely will. Oh, by the way, there
Yeah.
was no All-American fives down there in Jackson.
You know that's yeah. Okay. Well,
I did look.
All right, I'm going to find an All-American 5. I'm going to Russellville Hamfest here in about 3 weeks. I'm going to look around over there and see.
I may have to go with you on that one.
Really? Well, you can ride a back seat. Kathy will be in the front.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, you can do that.
Yeah, we'll talk
I
about
mean,
that.
if you want,
'Cause, yeah,
hey,
that'd be
if you
interesting.
want to do that, I mean, we could probably get you over there. Hey, we could do it like the Clampets did. We can put a rocking chair there on top of the
Put a
car.
rocking chair in the bed. Yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Or on top. Yeah, I'll be good.
All right. Yeah. Let's
I'll wear
see.
the cheerleader outfit on the rocking chair in the
That's
top.
true. That's true, man. All right. So, okay. Hey, guys, we've just got a bunch of pieces. We got a bunch of different things tonight to talk about. Just a bunch of them, and it's going to stir up some interest. And hey, one of the things I didn't tell you is I'm not the same person I used to be. I'll tell you what that means in a minute. I don't know if I don't. That's kind of weird, but anyway, I'm not going to tell you, but you'll see in a few minutes.
Have you been replaced by AI and we never noticed it?
How do you know AI? This is AI. This is really not Tom. This is AI tonight, you know. All right. So, hey guys, let's do this. I've got a couple of just short videos. I haven't had time to edit them, but I'm gonna put them on here, and I can fast forward or I can stop them or whatever, and show you what we did this past couple of days with the GMRS repeater. Now, let me give you a little background again on the GMRS repeater. I have friends here from some friends from church that wanted to have this to talk to their families, and they looked at a ham license. But you know, a ham license is not the fix for everybody. They wanted to be able to talk to everybody in their family. Of course, a ham license, everybody in the family have to get a ham license, and they're not going to do it. Relatives and everybody like that. So decided that GMRS was probably the best fit for them, because the GMRS is very similar to ham radio. It's up in the 462 megahertz band, or frequency, just like our ham repeaters are in a 440 meg band. So you should see about the same coverage. Now, we know handy-talkie and a handy-talkie range is not great on it. And I mean, I'm telling them that, you know. You're not going to talk 25 miles handy-talkie to handy-talkie. And you know, the thing gets me used to, I think they're getting better on their advertisements, but you go into Walmart and you buy one of these bubble wrap radios, the FRS radio or GMRS radio, and it says long range 30 miles. Well, you're lucky if that thing would do 2,000 yards. Well, hey, 2,000 yards, that's more than a mile. You're lucky if it'd do 1,000 yards. So, you know, handy-talkie to handy-talkie, you're not going to talk to your son at his house and both of you inside when he lives 15 miles from you. It's not going to work. GMRS can have repeaters. Anybody can put on a GMRS repeater, but there's only 5 channels that you put the GMRS repeater on. We put one here in Collierville, because there is not one here in Collierville. So I just want to try to help out the general public here. It may not work out. The FCC database shows there are 55 GMRS users here in Collierville. You know, we don't have any tall buildings here. So, you know, we're going to just try to do the best we can to see what we can do here. Also got a friend that bought some GMRS radios. He helped us with the drone. He's my drone man. So let me tell you what I meant by let me tell you guys what I meant by I'm a different person than I used to be. So let me start it off with a joke. First of all, guys, I'm not against Bofang radios. Okay, so if anybody on here has a Bofang, and I'm sure there are many on here that have a Bofang, you're okay. I'm not bad-mouthing you. I'm not talking bad about you. I've never owned a Bofang myself. I have owned a Woosan and I don't know what it is, you know.
Oh, I bought several and given
them
away.
Whatever, you know, I've never had a Bofang. But guys, you know, you probably all have heard the jokes about a boat. You know, people around here are breaking cars. They break the windows and they steal stuff. So you don't want to leave stuff laying in your car in sight. So here's the joke. Now again, this is just a joke, guys. For all you Bofang guys, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. But okay, you do not lay your Bofang in the seat in your car and lock your car up and leave it there, because you know what happens, Glenn. You know, don't you?
Well, first of all, you leave the car unlocked, you know, so they don't break out a window. But
well,
yeah,
okay, but I don't think you got the I don't think you got the full story there, and you know, hey, I don't think you got the full story. So look.
Oh, I'm not going to ruin your punchline.
Okay, all right. So if you leave your Bofang in the seat and your car's locked up, they're going to break your window out, and they're probably going to leave another Bofang in the seat. Okay, yeah. So that's the joke, guys. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feeling. Now, you know, I was talking to my friend Ed here, who helped us put the antenna up with the drone. He's trying to get on GMRS, and he ordered a couple of the new Bofang UV5G Plus radios. It's a pretty nice looking little handy talkie. Two of them for $64. You know, it makes them about $30 a piece. So there is a quality issue there. A $30 UHF VHF radio from China, or a $300 radio from ICOM. I mean, there's a difference. There's also a weight difference if you ever held one. All right, so hey, back to the breaking the window. What I suggested to Ed was, Ed, you know, if you really want to get into this, don't lock your car and leave your window up. Leave your window down. Put the Bofang in a seat. Leave your window down, and that way, by the end of the week, you may have 15 or 20 Bofangs in your car. You know, so that's my Bofang jokes, guys. Now, Ed's not a radio guy, but I want to help him, and I'm playing with GMRS. So I'm now a Bofang guy. And I'm now a Bofang guy. So look at this. I'm going to show you what I got here. If I can find a place. I'm running out of places to put stuff. We'll do a quick unboxing here. This just came in about 30 minutes ago. And look at this. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, look at this. Look at this. Woo! You know, I don't know how they do it. It's probably slave labor, and I'm sorry if they are built by that way, but I don't know how they can do it so cheap. But,
well, they're taking over the U.S. economy one Baofeng at a time.
Maybe so. So two Baofangs, or Bofangs, whatever you call them. Yeah, you know, fairly nice radio. They look pretty solid. They feel good and solid. They've got 1,400 milliamp batteries for them. They come with a programming cable. Usually you have to buy that separately.
Yeah.
And then they come with, these are the USB type charging. So they'll charge with a USB charger. You get two USB chargers. You get a ear, I guess that's an ear and a mic set right there for each radio. Oh, and look at this. Each radio comes with two antennas. You get your standard rubber ducky, and you get a long rubber ducky. So you get two antennas with each radio.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
And that is for about 60 bucks. That's $30 a piece, man. I mean,
can't complain about that.
You can't even make your stuff for that price. I don't know how they do it, man. You know, I don't know, man.
Tom, remember back in the 60s and 70s, they said the same thing about the Japanese transistor radios. And,
yeah.
Look where we are now. So.
Well, I tell you, back when I was in the 60s, when transistors were starting to come out and everything, and I tell you, I think we got some bad transistors. Stuff from Japan was so bad then. Even toy cars were like salmon cans turned inside out and beat with a hammer till they make it look like a car. You know what I'm talking about. But they've come a long ways with quality there in Japan. Quality is good, I think. So hey,
That's
tomorrow he's coming by with his Baofangs, whatever, and I'm going to help him try to get on the repeater here and see if I can't get him going. And since I've got two here, that'll give me two to play with the GMRS repeater.
What frequency are those on?
Well, the GMRS frequencies are in the 462. Can you read that right there? Is that large enough for you to read?
No, I can't read it.
They're 462 to 467.
Okay.
And,
then
there's some business radios left up there, but the band's kind of emptied out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, though, my Yagi up on the roof will probably roll up to there, and I can get me one of those and get on the repeater too.
It is things are really confusing up there. Let me make this a little larger for you, and see if you can see this now. Maybe you can. Maybe.
Yeah, we can make it out.
Can you make it out? So there's like 22 channels.
Uh-huh.
And you got your FRS, Family Radio Service, which does not require a license. That you can buy those. You don't have to have a license, and they use the exact same channels as GMRS. If you look at this chart, you'll see channels 1 through 22. FRS is on all those channels, and your GMRS is on those channels. But look, they run different powers. 1 through 7 channels. FRS can only run 2 watts. GMRS can run 5 watts. Then you get up to the 467 range, you can only run 1/2 watt. And then GMRS is going to run 1/2 watt. Then you get up like into the 15 to 22, 2 watts again, but then GMRS can run 50 watts. So it's a real mess out there, the way this is. And the thing is now that the radios are selling are usually both FRS and GMRS. And so I've got a bunch of these I've had for a long time. These are this is just an FRS radio, no GMRS on it. I can talk to my GMRS stuff, but I can't put the repeater in here. It won't let you. Look at this. Here's and that was Midland. Here's one by Bell South. Now, to show you the confusion, I don't know if you can, I'm going to show you a chart on the back of this. You're not going to be able to read it, I don't think. I'll tell you. So here's the deal. If you got this walkie-talkie, channels 1 through 14 are the same as other walkie-talkies. But if you got this one, channel 15 here is channel 16 here. Channel 16 here is channel 18 here. Channel 17 here is channel 20 here. 18 here is channel 17 over here. And channel 20 here is channel 15 here. And these are all FMRS radios. So that's one of the things you're dealing with. And it's a little confusing, guys.
And Tom, there's another thing that's confusing, which is the channel widths are different for FRS and GMRS. The deviation is smaller on the FRS when it's transmitting on the same channel as GMRS, which means, well, you still hear the other person, but it comes out softer because this is FM. And so you actually have trouble hearing one another, even though you're supposedly able to share the channel.
Yeah. So you know, a person that buys this in Walmart buys it because it's FRS. FRS shares the same channels, but it will also do GMRS. You got to have a license for GMRS. You don't have to have a license for FRS. So there's probably a lot of people on GMRS just because they bought one of these things and it has both GMRS and FRS. They probably have no idea where they are. I don't even know where they are. But anyway, hey guys, we built up our repeater, and I'll show it to you. You probably saw it. It's did I have a picture? I think I've got a picture here somewhere. Here's the duplexer I got out of the attic. I must not have a good picture of it there. It was tuning the duplexers. That's the back. You can see the repeater. The repeater above the duplexers there are 2 GMRS mobiles. You can see them up there. Now I want to say one thing about the Chinese radios. See if you guys have the same experience here. Those 2 mobile radios I bought are 40-watt mobile radios.
That's almost the limit.
Well, 50 watts limit. They're 40 watt. They're advertised 40 watts. I get 22 watts out of them. You know, with a proper power supply, a good dummy load, even the antenna, bird watt meter, 22 watts. Okay, now, so it's a little low. Here's a little radiodity. This is a GMRS radio right here. All right, 25 watt. This is their DB 25G, and the G designates its GMRS. 25 watt radio. It puts out about 14 watts. So the Chinese, I think they're playing little games here. So I set that first one back because it was only doing 14 watts instead of 25. They sent me another one. It was doing 14.5 watts instead of 25. And my friends that were trying to get the repeater built up for, they bought 2 of these, and instead of 25 watts, both of theirs run somewhere around 14 to 16 watts. So that's not through the duplexer. That's direct. That's direct to a dummy load. Yeah. So
Tom, read the reviews. The only one that actually puts out the specified power is Midland.
yeah.
The Midland mobile radios, they have a 50-watt radio that's really 50 watts. But that's what people are saying. If you look at the reviews online, everybody says they're underpowered.
So one of the FCC restrictions is that an FRS radio cannot have a detachable antenna. You can't take the antenna off. On a GMRS, you can take the antenna off, put a connector on. Now, I think the FCC also says even GMRS portable handhelds, you can't take the antenna off. I think they say that. There's so many mixed up rules in the GMRS if you start reading it. Now, these Baofeng's UV5G Plus, they've got SMA connectors on them. They will unscrew. So I'll be able to screw an adapter on there and connect it to a watt meter or to an external antenna or whatever to see how they work. Those are supposed to be 5-watt handy talkies. I don't know if they're going to be or not. Don't know. But anyway, it's going to be fun to see. So while we're talking about like specs and the power they show, and well, I won't get into it right now. That'll be a different segment. I've got some other things that came from China, like you may have seen these advertised power supplies. Power supplies. You can find thousands of them on eBay, and you can get any current rating that you want with them. And this is a 20 ampere. Hey man, when it gets to 10 amps, it starts shutting down. Okay, so wattage, 20 watts, 14 watts, 20 amps, 10 amps. I think there's something going on there, that maybe others should be catching on. I don't know. We're seeing it. Okay, hey, so we're talking about GMRS. I'm going to show you a quick video here of the drone. We didn't get a whole lot of video because it was just 3 of us, and we were all busy trying to hold ropes and do things. So I do have some video here. I'm gonna throw it on here, and we'll just look at it for fun. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So this first one, I think this is our first attempt. We made 2 attempts to get the line where we wanted it, and believe me, when you're looking up under a tree, you can really spot the limb you want. But when you're up above it and you're looking down with the camera, it looks much different. So it's a little bit more difficult. I think this was one of the attempts right here. Let's look at it.
Right. So let's see the counter's counting. Yeah. That will start it. And that
It's going to take it a second.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
All right. This is Ed. There's his drone. You're on Nationwide YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is Ed, my friend from many years ago. He brought his drone over. Ed is certified with certification 495-2 and 1219-7 and all those others, whatever they are. Anyway, we're going to try
You're standing on the
to
line.
take this fishing line over the tree. And it's going to be about, we'll be flying about probably 120 feet.
All right, you want to get that fishing line so you can keep it off the lower limbs and stuff. Let's see.
All right.
I'm getting a battery error for some reason. It's not taking.
Let me
off.
fast forward here. Here we go. Woo, you can't touch that tree.
No, I got 5 feet, yeah.
Oh, okay. How high are you?
90 feet.
I've only got 60 feet left here. I think we're going to have time to
Watch your wind there.
And I can move over.
Okay, I'm going to try to get it just like this here. Now that I can pull the rope over the house. That tree tops out at about 100 feet. I don't see it. I've had several of those fall on top of the house, by the way. All right, Ed, do we need to get under the limb and look up? So I will fast forward a little here. We have to wait for the airplane to get by.
Tell you what, your backyard looks a whole lot different without leaves on those trees.
Well, that's not my backyard. That's just right on the end of the house. The ham shack is like right through that wall right there. That's almost the front yard. We're going to go second tree back. You can see here's the first tree and then second tree back. And those aren't the biggest trees that I've got. It's just those are the ones that are convenient to put the antenna in.
I'm looking at a different angle, and I'm not going to get it. At an angle, I'm directly on.
Okay, so
Okay, there it is on this side.
all right, so let me get another one here for us real quick. Let's see, I forget which one I just played. That was our first attempt. Here's another video here, and I've got an arrow that shows. Well, actually, you know what? Don't play this one yet. Let me stop this one. Let me stop that one. Let's go with this one. Let's see what it looks like here. It's gonna look similar. We had to go. We tried 2 times. We didn't get it where we wanted it the first time. Slow down. I don't know how fast this line hangs.
All right, man. 139 feet. We're clear. All right, so you ready to go over?
Looks pretty small up here.
can see it. The picture.
So we were successful on try 2. I'll show you. I've got the next one coming up. It's going to show the antenna being, or antenna pulled up there. You'll see it. All right. Let me fast forward a little. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so I think we were successful on that drop. Now I'm going to show you, I think, just some camera footage, and I put an arrow on the video so you can see where the antenna is. I painted the antenna. The antenna was actually white. I painted the antenna so it would not be seen from the street. I made sure that the paint that we put on it was not any type metallic or anything. It did not change the tuning of the antenna in any way. Let me just tell you real quick about this. The night before, I did go out and paint the antenna. And right about the time it was getting dry, I put the Comet antenna analyzer on it, and it read nothing after I put the paint on. Nothing. So I got soap and water, and I was able, with a lot of scrubbing and without making blisters on my hand, I got all the paint off the antenna. I measured it, and it still measured nothing. Well, I had the cable on the wrong port on the antenna analyzer. I should have had it on the 300 to 500 meg. In my mind, I was still thinking 220 megs from last week, so I had it on the wrong port. That's the reason. Once I moved it over, it read perfect again. So I went back out and I repainted it. And as I put the paint on it, I did measure it again, and it didn't change the SWR a bit. So, my bad. So here's a picture. If you look very closely now, you're going to see the antenna up in the tree. It's hard to see because it's camouflage. You'll see the hard line come down, and you'll see an arrow pointing at it. So here we go right here. Let me bring it back up. I don't know if you saw that or not. Could you see an arrow, Glenn?
Yeah, I could see the cable hanging down too. So
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that's where that's where it ended up there. We're right at about 70 feet. We thought, hey, that's good enough. 80 feet ain't gonna make that much difference. So we're right at 70 feet with hardline. And that hardline, again, was donated by our friend Rick Tillman. And Rick is WA4 NVM. So we thank Rick for that. That saved us a lot of money. Hardline can run you $3 and $4 a foot. Let's see if I got another something here. Let's see. Drone first attempt, good. Takeoff, drone test line. I don't know. That's probably all the videos we've got here.
Push it.
Just put a little loop in a fishing line. The drone has a little release where we can drop hand grenades or balloons.
Now we're up.
Or whatever we need to drop. And we just dropped the fishing line
I want to drop it.
with it. It's testing the release right there.
We're good. Okay.
So, yeah, okay, we're fine.
All right, so that's kind of where we are with the GMRS repeater. Now, I haven't had anybody really to test with at all. I did put a mobile rig in the car, and the GMRS repeater does have a Roger beep turned on right now. So if you kid, you hear it beep when it comes back to you. I was able mobile to hit it on medium power and listen to the Roger beep come back about 6 miles out. That's all I could get, and of course, I didn't expect much more of that with an antenna only 70 feet up. So as we get Ed on tomorrow with his handy talkie tonight, he did get his handy talkies tonight, and Ed's about 10 miles from me, and I did call him on repeater. He heard me. It was noisy, but he heard me on the Bofang handy talkie at his house, but he couldn't get back in it. But I think it's because it wasn't programmed far repeater. So anyway, that's there we go. That's kind of my story on that, and we're going to stick to it. Let's see. Okay. So that kind of covers our GMRS tonight. All right, very good here. Let's do this real quick. Hey, again, tonight is our 5th anniversary from our swatting. When everybody rushed in here with machine guns and bazookas. And I see my son Chris, AC5CM, is in the chat room. Chris was actually sitting next to me. Chris was sitting next to me right here when the SWAT team came in. And I didn't know it, but Chris was packing. Chris actually was packing. But we didn't have any problems. There was no shootout. Everybody went fine. I will tell you, they did shoot the street lights. The police shot the street lights. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Hey, we'll be right back, and then we're going to have Brett, and Brett's going to talk to us about a couple things. And then we're going to get into the swatting. And, hey, the 200-foot tower that was stolen, the hamfest announcements, and just a bunch of other stuff. So everybody just stick with us, and we'll be back.
Even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. This direct sampling software-defined radio has changed the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. The IC7610 has RF direct sampling, 110 dB RMDR, independent dual receiver, and dual digiselect. For more information on ICOM radios, go to www.icomamerica.com/amateur.
Yeah, we're back here. What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
Oh, there is. I have a swap to announce as well if we're going to be talking about ham swaps.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, all right, so we're back. Brett is here, and Brett has to get out in the snow and patch stuff up all the time and put antennas and wires together. What you going to tell us tonight, Brett?
Well, I was splicing a lot of wires when I was indoors, and so I want to talk about this product that I've discovered. Some of you might already know about it, but it was new to me. Discovered this on Amazon. It makes it a whole lot easier to splice individual wires. This isn't for coax. This is for just for regular wires. What I found, and this is on Amazon, I'll put it over here, are these solder and seal connectors. Now, normally it's a real pain in the neck if you splice a wire, especially if it's waterproof, to twist it together, get it soldered, get some heat shrink over the whole thing, and make it waterproof. But these connectors make it a lot easier, and they do the whole job at one time. This is one of them. I'll see how close I can hold it to the camera and keep it in focus. But what you have here is this little heat shrink tube, which has got a little blob of solder in the middle of it, and it's a ring of solder, so that you can pass a wire all the way through. So what I had to do when I wanted to splice the wire was I took my wires, I twisted them together like this, and then all you do is you slide the solder and seal connector over the end till it sits in the middle. And then you hit it with your heat gun just like you would hit heat shrink. And the solder is low temperature solder. So it melts at the same temperature that causes the heat shrink to shrink. And so what you wind up with is a waterproof splice right there. and you only have to hit it with the heat gun once, and you don't have to mess around with you don't have to mess around with a separate soldering iron. So I found this really handy when I was trying to splice stuff that was going to be outdoors and out in the snow. So it comes in different sizes. The box that I got, it's a little okay there. Now you can read it. Does different sizes of cable with different colors of splices, and it goes all the way down to 26 and all the way up to number 10 wire. So you can get these kits. This kit cost me about $10 on Amazon. You can get it other places too. There are sellers on eBay who are selling it. And I'm sure by now a lot of the ham radio stores sell it as well.
Can
But
you
anyway,
could you use a match or a lighter to do that? If you didn't have if you
Uh,
were outside and didn't have a heat gun outside?
I don't know how well
Uh-oh. I think you just froze. What are
can.
we? Yeah.
That would probably shrink it also because I've used those on heat shrink.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and so the other thing which might work, and I haven't tried this one, is I have a battery powered Milwaukee soldering iron,
Yeah.
and I've used that sometimes as a heat source. But it'd be tough to do that without burning through the heat shrink. So I'd try something else first.
I can
But
remember.
anyway, that's just a. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I was going to say I can remember back in the '60s working with my uncle in a TV shop. There was a little gimmick that was sold similar to that. It looked like a little coil, but it had solder in it or something, and you could stick two wires in it and just heat it up somehow. And I never thought they would really work very well. But this is much more substantial, and it also with the heat shrink, I think it does a much better job.
Yeah, and if you're not confident enough in this, you could always put heat shrink over it, especially the heat shrink with a hot glue inside, which really waterproofs things very well and lasts for decades. So, so there's a lot you can do. But then again, the nice thing is that you only have to carry one tool, and if you've got if you're running power, you don't have to mess around with plugging different things in and out. If it's wet, if it's snowy, if you're in a place that's difficult to access, all you need to do is get the heat gun in there and you're done. So that's the short tip. That's just something again that I discovered that might be useful to you if you've got to splice wires. Only thing about this, by the way, is that it doesn't pass. This is really for low voltage wires. It isn't legal for high voltage electrical. For that, you have to use something that's UL listed. This isn't.
All right. Well, that's a neat tip there. We'll call this segment Brett's Tips.
There you go.
And each week you need to bring a tip to us.
Now,
Oh,
what about 12 volts, Brett? Will those handle like powering a radio or something?
that's one of the things I used it for. Yes, it certainly
Very cool.
will. This will handle your number 10 power wire, which is gonna handle the 30 amps you need to power
Oh,
to
that's pretty
100 watt
big. Yeah.
transceiver.
So
Okay.
in that assortment they go as large as number 10 wire. That's pretty big.
Yep, it is, and it's the joints are solid. You try to pull on them, and it's like it wasn't there. It's like the wire was one continuous piece.
Yeah.
What about for like 120 volts if you need to splice something? Will that work, or is that the UL issue?
Well, if it's 120 volts and you care about the electrical code, what you probably should do instead is use some of the push-in or snap-on like the WeCo connectors, and then heat shrink and heat shrink over that, or put mastic and
Yeah.
heat shrink over that.
Now
Nice
down in
disclaimer.
down where Glenn is, where they just twist the wires together.
Oh, we just twist the wires together.
Well, and then
we-
they wrap bubble gum around it.
Oh yeah, we don't use tape.
And
Bubble gum
that
works
works.
just
That
fine.
works pretty good. It hardens, and it's a pretty good insulator.
Yeah, it works.
But then you got people coming around, they pry that bubble gum off and they chew it again. So I don't know. It's a little dangerous down there.
Yeah, you do have to worry about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, great tip there.
Thank you. Yeah.
You got anything else there, Brett, tonight?
Mm. That's it for tonight.
Okay.
But next week, if you want, I'll come back with a fun tool that I've discovered, which is really great for terminating coax.
Okay. We would love to see that. Love to see it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to show us that thing tonight. Darn.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait till next week.
Oh,
All
I
right.
can run get it if you want.
Well,
No,
we
that's
don't
okay.
want to.
You
We
say
don't
it's from
want to.
DX Engineering?
Yeah, we don't want to give them too much tonight. You know,
Yeah, nah.
overload and all that. You know, we'll
I'll,
do it
I'll
next week.
look for it
We'll
this
do. You,
weekend.
you'll be back next Tuesday, Glenn.
I certainly hope
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
I
you.
mean, I may like it and stay down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You may still be looking for your suitcase. All right.
If those cheerleaders are there, yeah.
That's right, man. Okay. So, okay, very good. Thank you, Brett. Okay. Somebody said, how do you steal a 200-foot tower? Well, there it is right there. Alabama radio station owner reports a 200-foot tower stolen. So, less, you know,
It is not stolen. He told me that if I could take it down, I could have it.
yeah. The entire 200-foot tower was stolen. There was a WJLX in Jasper posted the news of the theft. It was discovered one early morning, man, by a landscape crew. You know, they came out there to do the landscaping, and the tower was missing, man. You know? Oh, gee, let's see. The tower site building vandalized, the tower structure completely missing.
Cut the guy wires.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I tell you what, you know, I put a tower up, and the guy wires we used were so strong. You know, a bolt cutter, you know, heavy, long,
Yeah.
18-inch bolt cutters would not even cut.
No, you got to
cut
work at that.
And
I
had
to
a friend.
hacksaw mine.
We cut it with a acetylene torch. That's how we cut the.
I had to
cut it.
hacksaw my guy wire.
Yeah, man, that stuff's tough. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, fortunately, thieves aren't very smart, and the latest news is that they tried to they tried to sell the metal.
Yeah, yeah.
And when they tried to sell the metal to a scrap dealer, they got caught.
Well, I wonder, can you get all that in the back of a pickup? They must have had a trailer or something, you know. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, they want the copper. You know, a lot of people that want.
Yeah, but there's not much copper in a tower.
Well, I know, but you know.
No, they didn't know
they
that.
They don't know.
Thieves,
They didn't
thieves
know.
aren't smart. And
They
this
didn't
this
know.
is they probably just took the galvanized tower and figured it was worth something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
metal's
there's
metal.
a Bill there. WADLK says Jasper's not far from him there. Maybe Bill can be on a lookout there and see if he can't find some of that tower that's missing. It's probably going to end up on some ham lots somewhere, you know.
Well, they got the transmitter and stuff too.
Yeah. If you
so-
see your friends putting the tower up and it's got red and white sections, you probably, you know, you might
Yeah,
want to say,
probably need to have a talk with them.
where'd you get that? Yeah. Okay, guys. So, hey, moving on. Man. Okay, this is our 5th anniversary. This is our 5th anniversary of our swatting incident. And a lot of people don't know what swatting is. Swatting is where someone calls the police and says something like, I just killed X person, and I'm not coming out. You're going to have to come in and get me. And a lot of people have been killed because of SWAT incidences where things go bad or go wrong. 5 years ago, in the last weekend in January, last day in January, we were swatted here. A call came in, which they thought it was disguised. It came in through VPN connections, and they thought it was untrackable. And it came into the police department and said that I had shot Katie Allen in the face with a 12-gauge shotgun. All right. So that started every, you know, the wheels rolling there. So the show had started, 8 o'clock the show had started, and my doorbell rang about 8:05. And of course, I didn't know who it was, so I didn't answer the door. Kathy was here. She answered the door. And I thought, well, it's a neighbor, or it's maybe some ham friends that want to come over, want to watch the show. It was somebody like that. And they never came back. They you know, 10 minutes passed, 15 minutes passed, and no, they never came back. So I thought, well, they're still talking to Kathy. Well, about, I don't know, about 10 minutes into the show, the SWAT team, the police, come back to the door again and talk with Kathy again. First, they asked her if she knew who lived next door. I think that was probably an attempt just to see inside here and to see maybe what was going on, see if there was any blood on the floor or, if anything's going on. So they came back and they grabbed Kathy, and here she is barefooted, and it's January 30th, I think, wintertime, and they take her out to the police car and put her in the back seat of a police car. And, of course, they're not telling her anything yet. If you watch Cops or, on Patrol Live, they don't tell you immediately what's going on. Anyway, so they put her in the back of the police car there, and as she was going out there, she noticed that there were like 17 police cars up and down our street. The fire department was down at the end of the street. They had the street sealed off, and they had the EMT and the ambulances and everything there. They were ready to come in and, clean up and give first aid to anyone after the police, took care of any problems. So they put her in the car out there. Another policeman was sitting in the car there with her, and then they shot out the street lights. One of the cops beside the cop car shot out the street lights. He wanted it to be dark outside. Now, I didn't hear this. We're doing a show. I didn't hear it. And Kathy said it looked like a cartoon, like, Jungle Jim cartoon or something with everybody swinging by vines. The house was surrounded. There were SWAT guys behind every bush, behind every tree. They were everywhere. And so she kept asking, what's going on? What's going on? And she said, he's doing his show. They said, will he come to the door? And she said, no, he's doing his show. And he says, can you call him? Can you call him on a cell phone? And she says, no, he probably won't answer the phone because he's doing a live show. So so a little time passes, and we're doing a show. We've got Martin Jew on here. We got Katie and Martin Jew. And
I was there.
Rich Morrison, were you there too? You were there? Okay.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there. And so we had you guys remotely, and so after some amount of time, I see people coming down my hallway here, and they're dressed in black. And they're carrying like AR-15s, M16s, And they come to the door and they start, and they kind of walking funny, they got one hand on each other's shoulder, single file, they're kind of coming down the hall toward the studio, I said, hello. I said, hi. And they said, are you Tom? And I go, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh man, what did I do, man? What did I do? When I was in college, I called somebody and asked them if their refrigerator was running. Sure they wouldn't get me for that. I will admit now, I think the statute of limitations run out. In college, I went up into a park there in Russellville, and some of us, we actually took some signs, like road signs off the post and took them back to the dorm. But
well, it was the M80s in the post in the mailboxes, because mailboxes are federal property.
Yeah. So I think, okay, what they got on me now, man? So anyway, they said, "Are you Tom?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Can we talk to you for a minute?" I go, well, "Sure." So I put the show on automatic pilot and let Glenn and Martin and Katie continue with the show.
Which was not a good idea.
And I leave the studio. I leave the studio here and go to the other end of the house to talk to the police. And I didn't realize it, but I had my wireless mic still on, and it was still on during the show. Now, the interesting thing is the wireless mic picks me up good close. It didn't pick the police up very much at all. You can hear them if you listen closely. You can hear them. And we're going to play the video here in a minute, and if you listen close, you'll hear the police in the background. So, they realized probably I hadn't killed anybody. There was no blood. This is probably a bogus call. In every SWAT team in the area, all the chiefs, everybody were in downtown Memphis in a big police meeting, and they called them all out of that Germantown, Collierville, Memphis. They canceled the meeting, and all the chiefs and everybody was out here. So anyway, so I go and talk to them. They say, well, we, think we had a bogus call, and I said, yeah. I said, we noticed somebody in our chat room and it's causing trouble. And I said, we kicked him out. So there was some troublemakers there. So anyway, I walk back in there. It says, we just want to make sure that Katie is okay. So I walk them back here to the studio, and by then I'm feeling pretty good, man. I said, hey, can I get you guys on the show? Will you guys get on? And no, we can't get on the show. And I said, well, can I tell them what's happening? And you'll hear them say, well, it's your show. You can tell them whatever you want to. But anyway, they came in behind the camera. I bring Katie up on the big screen on the wall here. And they said, we just want to make sure Katie is okay. So I said, Katie, say hello. And you'll see, I'm going to run the video in a minute. You'll see Katie says, hi, all well out here in, Wyoming, and that was pretty much it. And they said, okay, he says, that's good enough for me. Well, then they left, and of course they continued to talk to Kathy. And after that, of course, we got involved with the FBI to help with this. To give you a little background, they had been looking for these guys for a couple years. They told me 55 agencies across the country had been looking for these guys. And we were able, back then, to give them a lot of information, IP addresses off our chat room, usernames, different things, not only coming into the chat room, but also coming into our website, our video site. So there was a lot of data we gave them, and we had a pretty sharp FBI agent here in Memphis. And after some time, he tracked the guy down, and he found him. And he said the information we gave them actually broke the case. And again, there were 55 agencies been looking for these guys. This guy was in Wales. That's a country across the ocean. He was in Wales. And my FBI agent got to go to Wales, and with the Welsh police, I guess, actually got to basically kick the door down. The guy wouldn't unlock his bedroom door. He was in bed. And they kicked the door down, and he said, well, he didn't hear them. The reason he didn't open the door, he didn't hear them. Let me tell you guys, when the FBI is trying to kick your door down, I think you will hear it. But anyway, so it took about 2 years for them to make that arrest. And these people, and I don't remember the group they were with, but it was a supremacist group, I think a white supremacist group, and they were actually partially responsible for the that gay bar, or that bar down in Florida about the same time. They went there and shot it up. So it was some pretty bad people that were doing this. Now, why do they do this? Why do they do swatting? Well, they just like to see the police run in and raid the place, and they'll swat a fish tank with live fish in it if they can. So they were just wanting to see. Now, in our video, you'll never see a policeman. It never got that bad inside the studio. You won't see the policeman. You will hear him if you listen. My audio level is going to be about this high, but if you listen, his audio is going to be pretty low. But you can hear him if you'll listen and pay attention. Brett's got an article about an arrest this month. Hey, Brett, is that the one where it's a 17-year-old and did a whole bunch of did a whole bunch of swats recently?
Yeah, that's the one. It's 17-year-old from California who was arrested after he was swatting people for hire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
And
and you know, and these people, I think this guy, he did it for fun, and they will swat people just for a $30 a gift card. You give me a $30 gift card, and I'll swat somebody. So there's been cases where SWAT team has gone to a house, maybe gone to the wrong house, and maybe people were not. How do I say it, handicapped or their mind or whatever, and they actually got killed because they didn't follow directions. And anyway, we could have had, it would have been cool to have on a show here, riot gas canisters coming through the window and everything. If Kathy hadn't been here to open the door, they probably would have pulled the door off with some type of deal out there and came in. But at least I'm lucky. Now, I've got the video from that night. And anybody can go back right now. All the shows are recorded. You can go back to the last show in January. I think it's January 30th, 2019. And you can go 7 minutes into the show and you'll hear the activity. In fact, if you got a Siri or whatever those little devices are, you know, a kitchen table that hook the internet, you can say, take me to Amateur Radio Roundtable, January the 19th. January 30th, 2019, 7 minutes in. And I don't know how the internet does it, Brett, but it'll go right there and start playing it, man. You know, it's amazing. So I'm going to run you about a 3-minute video, maybe less. It's going to show Katie listening. And the funny thing is, Katie thought that this was a prank. They didn't know what was going on, and they kind of thought, what is going on, you know, with this? So watch Katie and listen very closely to the police. We kept it pretty much off the show, but this is what happened. And let me get it. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, here we go. See if I can cue this up. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Just to, you know, be in a spirit with you guys. So,
Well,
man, 2 feet, 2 feet of snow.
Yeah, I wore that Fargo hat last week and I actually wore it today. I had to go out in the snow, but so I thought tonight I'd just wear this hat. This is actually one of my own creations that I made, and so I just thought, well, it kind of goes with the sweater I'm wearing, and there I am.
Okay, great. Okay, so hey, let's see what else is going on here. We've got, let's jump up and say hello to Martin. Now, Martin?
I'm here. If y'all gonna put hats on, I'll put mine on too.
Hey, guys, just hang on 1 second here. What's going on, guys? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I am.
Chicago Police.
Yeah. What's going on?
Hey, Tom. This is our supervisor. I'll talk to you real quick.
Okay.
That's my
All right.
come with me
What's this?
Rich.
Hey, I'm gonna do the same thing, Rich.
and call the center.
Yeah.
It said that he had shot your guest on your show tonight in the face with a shotgun at this address. And I think you have a crazy fan.
We do. We had somebody in the chat room just trying to cause trouble a while ago, and we blocked him.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live right now. Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming, guys. But you know, I don't think anything happened.
Do you have that girl on the Katie? Or
Yeah, y'all come. Would y'all mind coming in there and just being?
Well, we can't be on the show.
Well, you come in here. Can we just at least just?
I'll
Well,
leave
I
it
don't know.
live
You
guest.
guys-
Talking to her?
Yeah, she's on the show right now. She's a remote.
Adams or what was her name?
Katie Allen.
Kaylee Allen.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
Come on back a second.
Okay.
Just a second, guys. I mean, it's okay. Can I just mention you guys are here and?
Your show, man.
Okay, come on back.
Well, we can hear them.
Yeah, Tom, your mic is live, so.
Okay. Hey, guys, you guys aren't gonna believe this. You guys aren't gonna believe this, but I've got half the city police department here in the studio. And man, what's that? Is that an M16? Is that an M16 you got there?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. I won't do that. Guys, anyway, somebody called them and made a threat about the show, about shooting somebody. So they're just here to check and make sure everything's okay. Yeah.
Are you
You
serious?
can watch it. You can look right there. Hey, Katie. Katie, say hello. Let me get you on here, Katie. Hang on, Katie. Katie. Katie, say hello. Yes, Katie.
Clearly not shy.
Hi guys.
Yeah.
Hi,
I'm sorry. They just wanted to make sure everything's okay.
Her off the air.
Yeah, I will.
all is well here in
I'll
Wyoming.
do that. I'll do that. Thank you, guys.
Sorry to interrupt.
I thought I was getting arrested for something, man. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Wow.
That was interesting. So
Wow, that's gonna be a first.
we got a little troublemaker, I guess, out here on the show somewhere. Chris noticed him earlier, but you know that was all. That was okay. The guys got here real fast, didn't they, Chris?
Wow.
All right. So.
Whatever you do, do it for less.
So that's my story tonight, guys, and I'm sticking to it. So we just relived 5 years ago, and I remember it just like it was tonight. What do you think about that, Brett?
Yeah, well, it sounds like sounds like these were the same kind of swatters that got apprehended. The one in California, apparently, he didn't just do the mosque; he also did high schools, historically black colleges, FBI offices, and FBI agents. He even threatened to bomb the Pentagon. And so they hauled him right in. But it took them from May of 2023 to track him down, and they only got him in January of this year.
Mm-hmm.
They did do it with his IP address.
Yeah, and you know, these people went through VPNs and all that stuff that's supposed to protect your identity and all that. You know, they go through multiple VPNs through all these third world countries, but you can be traced, guys. I mean, I worked in IT for 30 years. Let me tell you, it can be traced. I mean, people may not want to share certain information. It may be hard to get it, but it can be figured out, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I work as an ISP, and I can tell you, you can track things back, and the authorities know how to watch the VPN exit points. They can figure out where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tom, I got to work with those cyber guys from the Memphis FBI, and you're right, they're very sharp. Worked with them on a particular issue, but I'll tell you about that offline. I don't want to go into detail on what and how, but yeah, they were tracking them in and out of a VPN style connection.
And you know, it took we didn't even talk about it here on the show for at least I'm guessing 3 years. I mean, it took that long, and because once they found them, then it becomes a legal court case and all that, and you know how everything gets delayed, and you can't really say anything that might mess things up. So we really maintained, radio silence for almost 3 years after it happened there. But that was an interesting night there.
Yeah, but the FBI does have some really sharp cyber guys. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. They do. All right. Well, maybe that won't happen again. Oh, and after that, I got to know the police department really well, and I said, now look, man, it's Tuesday night. If you get a call, it's Tuesday night, man. If you get a call, don't come, okay? Don't come. Oh man. All right. Hey, let's talk about some hamfest coming up here real soon. Glenn, he's already mentioned Orlando's coming up next weekend. That's the next one, next weekend. He'll be there, and Katie will be there. Hopefully, Katie will be back on the show with us, so maybe the week or two after to give us a report of what's going on there.
Between me and Katie, we'll get you some video. And if you are there, I'm doing an all-new Arduino forum at 2:15 on Friday. So be sure and come there and say hi at the very least.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. So, and then I guess the next one after that will be the hamvention. And Xenia.
That's in Xenia in May.
In May, yeah. I have stopped going to that one. I didn't go last year, guys. I've been going to Hamvention for 40 straight years, and you know, after 40 years, I've seen everything up there. It's just on different tables now.
Pretty much.
When I go, I was still. If it was closer, I would go. But when we were doing the webcast, I would easily spend $3,000 to $4,000 per trip just to do the webcast, and I wouldn't get to see anything. You know, we worked the whole time and did interviews and behind the camera. I never got to see anything, and we did the webcast for like 20 years, and I used to like the flea market area, not the new stuff, but the flea market. That was my favorite place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you remember that year, the first year at Xenia, it rained, and I showed up at your booth, and I mean, I was knee deep in mud.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was going to see that flea market.
I remember, I think Jill, she was pulling out there, man. Her car was moving. She was pulling out, and then somebody cut her off, and she had to stop.
That was the end of that.
And once she stopped, that was the end of it, boy. She couldn't get moving no more, man. And those records, I don't know what the records, you had 1,000 cars out there. What's the record
They were
get?
all stuck. Yeah, the RVs were all stuck.
$40 a car times 1,000.
But you know, give them credit. The next year they had that issue fairly well resolved.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh, Don.
Was that
Papa
the
Doc.
Hara Arena? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that the Hara Arena or was that Xenia?
That was Xenia. Yeah, that was the first year out in the racetrack area.
Yeah. Papa Doc wants to know how long it was before you got your street lights replaced.
You know, I don't know. We called them, I think, and reported it out. Probably at least 2 or 3 weeks. And you know what? My neighbor, that light was right. See, that light was right there at his driveway, between his house and my house. And all these police cars are out there shooting the street lights out, running around everywhere, swinging like George the Jungle. And the next morning I went over and told him. He says, "Oh, you're lying. There wasn't nobody out there." He was watching a football game. He said, "No, nobody was out there."
Yeah. Now, while we're on the subject of Xenia, I will also be doing an Arduino forum in Xenia this year as well. So if you missed the one in Orlando, be sure. And they promised me I'll be in a bigger forum room this year, because last year they actually had to turn people away because the room was so crowded. So this year they promised me a bigger room. I don't have a day or time yet, but I will be doing one in Xenia as well.
All right. In 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, we've got this one coming up. This is the Arkansas River Valley Hamfest. It's going to be at Dardanelle, which is outside of Russellville, Arkansas. That's where I went to college. I'm really excited about going back over there to visit, and we'll be going over there. It's about a 4-hour drive from here, so it's not that far. It's 200 miles over there.
I think I'm going to be going either with you or driving over there as well.
And I don't know, Glenn, I don't know if you know Walter, my friend Walter. Was
I remember
Anyway, Walter moved from here. He moved to Maumelle, whatever it's
Maumelle, Arkansas.
Maumelle.
Yeah.
He moved to Maumelle about a month ago, and he's going to come over to the Hamfest and see us.
Yeah, I miss seeing him. That'd be good.
He'll be there too. So this is going to be, a small, but it'll be a good Hamfest.
Yeah, because small ones got different junk on the tables.
Yeah. So
now, Brent, I think you had a Hamfest you were going to talk about.
Yeah, he can do it in just a minute. Let me get the next one. That's March the 7th, and then the 13th of March.
No, it's March the 2nd.
Oh, I mean March the 2nd. And then I think it's the 13th, we've got one here, the West Tennessee Hamfest, that's March 16th. That's going to be in Trenton, which is just north of Jackson, Tennessee.
I'm going to be going to that one for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be a small one too, but it'll be nice. It's a close drive here.
Yeah, I mean it's only like an hour and a half ride.
Yeah, And while I'm looking here, I see a picture here I couldn't find a while ago. There's the little repeater we built up for the GMRS that used two
There you go.
mobile radios, and there's a duplexer in the bottom. All right, so you get some hamfest there, Brett, that you wanted to mention?
Oh yeah, and I've got, if I could do a screen share if you want to get fancy.
Okay,
I'll
sure,
tell you
sure.
about it also. Let's
Sure.
see.
We can do that.
Screen share.
Let's see. Do I go under security or screen?
Oh, that
I
I
go
don't
under
know.
security. I have to go under security to do the screen share. There you go. Okay, you should be able to do it now.
Okay, now I can do this. Here we are. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Okay, this is the Rocky Mountain Swap Fest, and that's coming up the weekend after Hamcation. That's going to be on Sunday, February the 18th, and that's going to be at the Adams County Fairgrounds, which are just a little bit, which are near the Denver International Airport, a little bit north and a little bit east of Denver. And the thing I like about this one is that they tend to have a really, really big flea market and all sorts of stuff. A lot of antennas if you're looking for a big antenna, and just a whole bunch of other stuff and a raffle. And this is a good one to go to if you're in this area, and especially if you aren't able to make it all the way to Orlando.
Okay.
And then KN4FRK is saying we got the Birmingham Hamfest March 15th and 16th over in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah. How long does it take to get to Birmingham? Is that like a 6-hour?
No, it's 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, now that they got 78 as
right?
a highway going all the way through, it's like 3 hours to Birmingham.
Man, I ought to go to Birmingham. Okay, and hey, Chris is reminding us, hey, the Houston Hamfest, Need Hamfest. Chris is kind of helping him out a little bit there. He's down in Houston. That's March the 1st and 2nd. Rosenberg, Texas. Houston Hamfest. Man, there's a bunch of them here. Look. And
yeah,
then,
Papa Doc's got the Dalton, Georgia, the 4th Saturday of February. I was hoping to go this year, but that's just a little bit too soon, and I don't have it planned. So I think I'm going to end up going next year for sure.
Now, N0RC is talking about the Hoxie, Arkansas. That's really close to us. You and I went.
Yeah.
You and I went a year or two ago. But he said the 17th. Is it March? That can't be.
There it is. Hoxie on the 17th. I'm going to assume that's
I don't
March
think
17th.
so, because you've got the Trenton on the 16th.
Yeah,
that don't seem right. So if the Trenton is on the 16th.
Oh no, he says February 17th.
Oh, okay. It's coming up quicker then. Okay.
That's a little soon for me as well. I'm going to be recovering from Florida.
Yeah.
One more that I've got is the Memphis Free Fest on April the 6th.
Oh yeah. Memphis Free
in
Fest.
Memphis. And the cool thing about that is the admission is free. The swap tables are free, and all the proceeds from their raffle go to benefit Le Bonheur.
Yeah, Le Bonheur. Well,
So
guys,
this is
I don't
really-
have them in front of me. I just gave them to Kathy a while ago. I bought 150 tickets for Free Fest.
There you go. Well, I'm not going to be far behind you.
So I'm having my I don't know what to call her, my assistant, stamping all my tickets there for Free Fest.
I got to show you. You weren't in Jackson, and guess what happened in Jackson?
Wait a minute. Whoa, what happened, man? What'd you win? What is it?
I won me a gift certificate.
Oh man, I usually win those, and they expire
so
before.
You weren't there, so they said, "Well, if Tom's not here, we'll have to give it to you."
Yeah. Oh,
So,
man.
I won me a gift certificate at the Jackson Hamfest.
All right, we got a Toledo Hamfest coming up. That's a little far for me though. The 17th.
Yeah, March 17th.
Yeah. Let's see. Don won an HT at Memphis years ago. Don, you coming to Memphis this year? You know, the Memphis Hamfest is only like 6 hours, guys. It starts at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and it's over at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So
but it's a fun little Hamfest, and they have a very good swap area, and it's crowded. They have a very good turnout.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy it. That's another one of the ones I enjoy. And I actually won a drone there, 3 years ago, thereabouts, just before COVID. I won a drone.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you won a whole bunch of prizes, though, Tom.
I don't remember what I won.
I think last
Oh,
year.
last
gosh,
year I won a mobile radio. I think last year. Yeah.
You
I was trying to
had
win that that quiet. I think like a Honda generator or something.
Yeah.
Or,
And
but I don't
then,
need. I don't need
Livonia,
it. Don't need
Michigan.
it now.
Yeah.
All
but,
right.
Livonia, Michigan is also February 17th.
All right, guys. Power supplies. If you need 20 amps, order a 40 amp. Okay. You know.
Yeah.
Because my 20 amp will barely do 10, and you know, you see these out there on eBay. You just pick the current you want, and you just they're cheap. You know, what do you expect? I guess for what do you expect?
I bought one of those for my pool cleaner.
Yeah.
Because it burned up its power supply, and just like you said, I needed to double the amperage because it burned that one up too.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, here's another thing. Hey, look at here. Oh, did I mention this? Open. Look at here. Look at here, man.
What do we got here?
Look at
Oh,
that.
that's
my
coax.
RG400.
RG400.
That's my RG400. Got that in the mail. Now, I ordered that to make the collinear antenna. Now, but you know what? This stuff would be hard to make the collinear antenna. That stuff is tough to cut, and it's silver plated and double and all. That stuff be tough. I'll probably use this for something else. I don't know. Hey, I can make a ballon or something out of that, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful coax.
The what?
It's beautiful coax.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's expensive though. It's expensive. And let's see. I got a little handy talkies. Since I put the GMRS thing on, I had these in the closet. All the batteries are dead on them, so I ordered some batteries to go in them. They're rechargeable batteries, and man.
Looks like between me and Tom, we keep Amazon in business.
I tell you, I get stuff all the time, and it's like Christmas. I don't know what I'm getting when I'm getting it. It just stuff comes in every day, and
I don't even keep track of what's coming in. I want to be surprised.
Man, they got it. There we go. Oh, it's got 2 batteries right there. Let's see what this battery looks like. I think these batteries were like, I don't know, 2 for $13 or something, and kind of. Let me get that out.
They spend more on the packaging than they do on the devices.
Yeah, it's here we go. It's it looks like 2, 3, 4, 5 AAA type cells in a deal. So it's kind of a little module that will plug right into the.
What's the voltage on that?
Well, they're it says 6 volts at 1,000 milliamp hours.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. I did order, guys. We're talking batteries. I did order from China. I had a company over there. We haven't found any LiPo batteries or anything that will work in the cold for our Pico balloon flights. I had a company make me some batteries in China. And I had 2 samples. I got the samples for $5 a piece, but the shipping was like $75. Wow. But anyway, they made me some batteries that they almost say they guarantee to work at the cold temperatures up there. They're a little heavy though. They weigh about 20 grams each. Now we can fly 20 grams, but I like to fly light. Our total payload is usually about 7 grams, and this battery alone is 20. So if I put that on here, it's going to be, 27. Plus, I'll probably have to throw a few more solar cells on there to charge them. But we'll see. We'll see how they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time we put another balloon up.
Yeah, I've just been kind of putting it off. I want to do something. I want to do something different. I want to do something different.
Has anybody worked the Japanese or heard the Japanese station on the moon?
No, I haven't. Is that the one that landed upside? Is that the one that's upside down?
It landed funny. I don't know if it was upside down or not, but yeah, it's actually transmitting on the ham bands.
Yeah, it's on like 432 or something. I'll have
Yeah.
to listen for that and aim the beams toward the moon one night and tune it in. I bet
Yeah.
you.
That'd be
Hey,
fun to
maybe for
do.
the show next week we'll check on that beacon on the moon, and I've got my satellite antennas I can turn toward the moon, and
So do I. Yeah, that'd be something to.
the 9700 will tune the frequencies. So
Yeah.
yeah. What is the
That'd be
rule
fun
of
to do.
three? Rule of three when buying them.
Yeah, Brett, WD8IOL wants to know what your rule of three is regarding those power supplies.
Oh, well, rule with power supplies is always buy one that's rated for 3 times the current you really need.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go.
Because of Brett's rule of electronic diagnosis. I probably mentioned it before. If something goes wrong with a piece of electronics, someone tells you that they need help with it, you just tell them it's the power supply. You'll be right 99% of the time, and they'll
Right.
think you're a genius because you didn't even look at it before you told
And
them.
if you do the rule of three, you'll never have to deal with that failure again.
Exactly.
All right. Somebody asked me in the chat room, how's the FTA? I think they're referring to the free over-the-air satellite dish that I was using. It became wintertime. It became cold outside, so I just kind of put it away for the winter. We'll get it back out this summer and play with it again. I should be able to find all the parts and receiver and everything, and we'll get it going. Guys, we're at the end of our show. We need to go ahead and terminate the video here, and we've got 2 hours worth here that we'll put on shortwave for our shortwave listeners. So I'll say good night to everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show, and be back with us next week. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hey, join our Facebook group, W5KUB.
Yeah, and if you're going to
See you
Orlando,
later.
be sure and look me up and say
That's
hi.
right. Say hi to Katie and
Yeah, look for
Glenn.
Katie as well.
at Orlando. All right. Good night, everybody. Okay, we're going to terminate the show here in just a second. Yeah, we're going to terminate. Here we go.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the
I
computer.
swear I am
Just
going
type in the question.
to put foil
It will read
on the cat
your
and do that for
Well,
you.
if you can get a good professional.
There's the answer code.
I won't have any problem. He's a ham.
All right.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
And I found my white coat, so yeah, I can
Yep.
I can do it.
All right.